American things Europeans can't understand. This is going to be fun. It's going to be interesting to see if I actually do understand it, if I don't understand it, and whatnot. So, yeah, let's jump into this and see what you guys are doing that I won't be able to understand.
While the culture of the United States is exported all over the world in films and on TV, it also abides by some laws and practices that many consider unusual. Europeans in particular seem to have a hard time wrapping their heads around some of them.
Let's see.
From child beauty pageants to gun laws, let's take a look at some American things that Europeans can't understand. Sick of commercials. If you're a European enjoying a cozy night in on the couch in America, some of the stuff on TV may shock and surprise you. And no, I'm not talking about Keeping Up with the Kardashians. I'm talking about commercials, which arrive so frequently it makes watching TV feel almost unbearable to anyone unaccustomed to it.
Sales links instantly. Use it on
Especially pharmaceutical commercials.
Wait, but in the UK, we get loads of commercials as well.
Which usually show grumpy men and women turned into smiling, happy people by the product being sold. These are usually followed by an almost comically long list of potential side effects spoken at double speed.
Yeah, we would never see this in the UK. Hey, you guys feeling, you guys got a bad headache? Try this brand new drug.
Can be an ad.
As well as abnormal behaviors such as being more outgoing or aggressive than normal, confusion, agitation, and hallucinations may occur. Don't take it with alcohol as it may increase these behaviors. Allergic reactions such as shortness of breath, swelling of your tongue or throat may occur and in rare cases may be fatal. Side effects may include next day drowsiness, dizziness, and headache. In patients with depression, worsening of depression including risk of suicide may occur.
These types of direct-to-consumer commercials
Alright, that was sped up, right? That wasn't the actual advert, surely.
peddle prescription drugs, which is an advertising standard that was rejected by the European Commission back in 2002. The Commission stated that pharmaceutical companies were unable to provide impartial information on their medicines. If that's the case, why is it practiced in America? To put it simply, there's simply never been a federal law passed to outlaw the practice. This is in no small part thanks to the fact that direct-to-consumer drugs and their accompanying ads are a huge business.
Yeah, the only thing that I get about this, right, is I understand why we don't have it, and it's because you don't want to really turn things like this into just a money business kind of thing. So, like, there might be bad drug. I don't know in America. You guys can let me know in the comment section. But have there ever been like a bad drug been advertised? Someone's got it and it hasn't done the right things. You know what I mean? Whereas like we just go to the doctors and stuff and get the right stuff for us, right? It's not really like companies are trying to make things for money and it might not be the best. So I kind of get it.
In America, whether it's right or wrong, the rules tend to follow the money. Europeans might actually need a pill for the headache all those ads give them. They cause dizziness, loss of limbs, telepathic powers, and a violent hatred of cheese. No place like home. Let's say you're a European who's just moved over to America. You found a house in a nice residential neighborhood.
Oh, yes. Oh, so me.
And you're going through your bills. Rent, water, gas, electric, all seems in order.
Right?
But wait a second. What's a Homeowners Association fee? To a native, that's a pretty obvious question. But for Europeans, it's an unwelcome surprise. These fees contributes to the local Homeowners Association, which is somewhat like a neighborhood watch, but managing funds to be reinvested into the community. It goes towards things like residential maintenance and common spaces, which keeps residents happy and property values up. With around 24% of all Americans living under a Homeowners Association, they pay $200 to $300 on average per month in fees to these entities.
Bro, what are you doing to the neighborhood? 200, 300 a month? Yo!
Europeans might struggle with this concept. It was a form of governance that was actually invented by France back in 1804. The condominium law was
Is that why America looks so nice? Because if so, hey, it might be worth it. We might need to do this.
Exported to the US, where it became incredibly popular. So, for any European that wants to complain about homeowner regulations and fees, feel free to blame the French.
Do not tell the British to feel free to blame the French. Do not tell the British to do that. They're already going at it.
Vacant vacation days. The USA has one of the largest economies in the world. A tremendous economy. In the president's words, But Europeans looking to get into the American world of work are often shocked when it comes to vacation time.
Yeah,
US
people
workers are not
freak.
entitled to mandatory paid vacation at all. Usually, the issue of paid leave is left at the discretion of employers. And yes, that does include national holidays. According to research from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, in 2017, only 77% of American workers had access to paid vacation. Now, the reason that might leave Europeans slack-jawed is because mandatory paid vacation time in Europe starts at 4 weeks.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, listen. Like, if you work in the UK, you will have around 4 weeks paid vacation, so you can just take your days off, take your weeks off. You want to go on holiday, you want to do something, it'll be and everyone will take every day off.
America is one of the only Western countries where law doesn't enforce companies to give its employees mandatory paid vacation time.
Wow.
Don't believe me? Take a look at this map breaking down mandatory paid vacation time by country.
Oh, something's in my eye. Oh, what's in my eye? Hold on. I'm crying from the vacation. It won't come out. Yeah, carrot. Manda.
Only the great countries are known not to give paid time off.
Mad.
It's a working culture that undoubtedly favors employers over employees. Americans might...
But then again, I don't really hear any Americans complaining about it. So, like, yeah, so if they're not complaining, it's working, you know, everyone's happy, man.
I want to think about learning
I think
Chinese
so.
instead, as employers in China must legally offer 5 days of holiday. Although that is after one continuous year of work.
Oh, wow.
And some lose some, I guess. Florida man.
Huh?
If the American states could be looked at as a dysfunctional family, then Florida would be the weird uncle who once ran away with the circus and wrestled a tiger. The Sunshine State is the third most populous state in the USA and receives over 100 million visitors year on year. With so many people living between Miami Beach, Disneyland, and Pensacola, a little crazy is bound to be found on the fringes of society. But what Europeans aren't prepared for are the crazy antics of Floridians that make daily headlines. From Florida man believed that he was half man, half dog in March 2019 to Florida man robs bank, strips naked, then runs down the street throwing stolen money everywhere in July 2017. You can search the internet for almost any day of the year and
Yeah, I want to search Florida man now.
find a headline announcing Florida man has
What?
committed an utterly baffling crime. There doesn't seem to be an equivalent for any European countries, although the UK comes close with some of its questionable journalism topics like
Britain's fattest woman ate fridge and died.
Let me know the funniest local headline
Yo, I've never seen that, but that's funny as hell.
you've ever seen at stories@bmas.com. VAT trouble.
Oh,
In
yeah.
Europe, like most
This
of the
is
world,
weird.
tax is built into the
Yeah.
price of items in-store and online. So what you see on the tag is what you pay. But
Right, yep.
Europeans visiting an American store might be left doing a double take at their bill when they reach the register.
Like, it's not the end of the world, right? But if I'm going to a shop, I've got $10 in my hand, right? I'm going to pick out things for $10. I'm going to be so sad when I get to the till, and I'm going to have to put back my nice, I don't know, Cheetos. What? I've got Cheetos, I'm in America, right? My nice Cheetos back because I can't afford it.
There's no national sales tax or value-added tax in America. Instead, American taxes differ by jurisdiction, of which there are around 7,000. Differences
wow.
in these local rates, state taxes, or combined state and local taxes means that final prices for the same item can differ from one street to the next.
Yeah, it's not the end of the world, but it's just weird. It's just weird.
First-time shoppers in the U.S., this unpleasant surprise is a rite of passage that no one asked for. Tipping point. A meal at a restaurant can be a real treat, but Europeans visiting America sometimes stress about the tip.
Right.
Although tipping anywhere up to 20% seems normal to most Americans, there's no such obligation in Europe. Indeed, it's mostly seen as a bonus reward for good service. And
I
in
just don't know, like, how much would, like, when I go to America, do I tip everywhere? And how much do I tip? Will they, like, put it on the bill, or will I just have to assume, like, 10%? Like, what's going on here? Do I just tip a certain amount?
some European countries, it's even considered rude and excessive to leave a tip. The American federal government, however, states that tips can be used to satisfy the difference between the employee's hourly wage and the standard minimum wage.
Right.
This means food servers, valets, and in-house staff in certain states can be working for a federal wage of just $2.13 per hour,
That's
which is
crazy.
about €1.96. So if you're a European visitor to the States,
Wow.
get ready to factor in your tip to the overall price of your meal. You might well be contributing to a struggling waiter's rent.
Yo, if I was a waiter, right, and I was on that salary, and then someone didn't tip me, bro, I'm going in the kitchen, I'm getting another, like, portion of food, and it's going straight in their face.
Child beauty pageants. If you've ever been unfortunate enough to have watched an episode of Toddlers and Tiaras on TLC,
Never.
I think you might side with the Europeans on the next matter. Child beauty pageants are common across America and usually consist
really?
of dolled up little girls being thrust onto a stage to entertain a crowd of screaming moms. It's truly bizarre. But what's equally strange is how the craze got started. Child pageants originated from American Better Baby contests in the early 20th century. Babies would be scored on characteristics like weight, quality of skin, and face shape, supposedly in the name of helping to educate mothers on best practices for healthy babies.
Okay.
But of course, it wasn't just for education purposes. There were also cash rewards and trophies for top-ranking toddlers.
Of course.
This has slowly
Bring on the
devolved
money.
into the bedazzled tradition of pushing a child on stage in full makeup and styled hair to do a dance routine for prize money. Although some European countries host similar but smaller
Right.
events, others like France have gone as far as to ban all such pageants, claiming they're an unhealthy way to treat young girls. If you ask me, their general creepiness alone should be enough to slam the brakes on child beauty pageants. Honey boo boo, no thanks.
I would only think it's bad if the kid actually didn't want to do it. So, like, if the kid was being forced, and sure. But I know, like, yeah, so many kids would probably enjoy it. I know my little sister would love this. She's 5 and she would love anything like this.
Size is everything.
Right, okay, here we go.
According to an old saying,
Everything's bigger in Texas.
but if you're a European, you'll probably think that about all of America, right
True.
down to its people. It's no secret that America has a little bit of a weight problem.
It's because they have such good food there. Like, I've been watching these videos, right? And the food is, bro, I'd be 10 times the size. In fact, I need to put on weight, so I'm planning on going to America very, very soon. The food is so good, man. How can you not?
Two-thirds of American adults classify as overweight, and it's estimated that
Two-thirds?
almost 40% of adults in the U.S. aged 20 and over are obese. Contrast
Oh, what? I didn't know that was the actual stats. 2/3 are overweight and 40% are obese. Hey, you guys are just eating good. You guys are just eating good.
to Europe, where a survey carried out in 2014 labeled just 15% of adults obese.
Wow.
That's a king-size difference. With
Wow.
a side of fries. The American tendency to overeat might have something to do with portion sizes in the States. A study comparing portions in Paris and Philadelphia revealed food outlet portions were 25% larger in Philly. And a review of 17 different single-serve foods like yogurt and candy bars found that 14 of them were bigger in Philadelphia.
Oh, wow.
While a one state to one country comparison doesn't necessarily represent the whole, Europeans on social media often comment on how much bigger everything seems stateside.
Yeah, I can't lie. You Americans, you eat good. That is why. That's all it comes down to. And you know what? So be it, man. I love food, right? And the food that I've been seeing, I'd be the same. I'd actually be the same.
Have you noticed this difference in portion sizes? Let me know in the comments below. Bonus points for food puns. Oh, sugar. Living in America can really give you a taste for the sweet life.
Oh, that's
but
making me
your
feel
teeth
sick.
won't thank you for it. Why? Well, some American foods and drinks have been found to contain huge amounts of sugar compared to their European equivalents.
Right.
Some common bread brands contain up to 6 grams of sugar per serving, 6 times the amount found in European counterparts.
Wait, if this is true, why on average do British have worse teeth then? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I agree with you on this. If you take the average British person to the average American, I don't really see that many Americans with bad teeth. But in the UK, you'll see quite a lot. And doesn't that mainly come down to like stuff like sugar and stuff? Or is it actually genetics? Like, bro, like, what's going on?
Counterparts. But it doesn't end there. Taking a look at Pizza Hut's sugar content reveals most of their stateside pizzas have close to double the amount of sugar per slice as European versions.
Ah, a pizza has more sugar. What, sugar's in pizza? Wait, what?
Starbucks, a UK Venti white chocolate mocha will contain 62.4 grams of sugar.
Right.
But in America, that shoots up to 72 grams. I've
not
heard
that-
of sweetening the
not
deal,
that bad.
but any Europeans making the trip across the Atlantic might leave suffering from the toothache. Gaps in the market. European standards of building a public restroom involve plenty of privacy,
Right.
mainly in the
This
form
is
of
weird.
cubicles with doors that are more door than gap. Seems obvious, but it's a standard that Americans just can't seem to adopt. With ridiculously large
Yeah, it's
gaps at the top,
mad.
bottom, and sides, it makes for a truly uncomfortable first visit.
I ain't gonna lie, right? You guys, like, you Americans, you have to agree with me on this. Or everyone on this, right? I like to think I'm non-biased. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying what makes sense to me. If I'm gonna take a number 2, I'm going there, I'm having a crap, right? I am much prefer gonna chill here, right? Here, you go to see my kneecaps. You go to see my boxers at my ankles. You go to see my feet when I'm doing the business wiggling. You go to see, you might even see my face squeezing in the gap right here.
To an American toilet for unwitting visitors. On their first time, Europeans are left feeling especially susceptible to unwelcome visitors and peeping toms. Some people even resort to
Yo, imagine if you see that when you're on the toilet. Oh my, nah. There's no way, bro. There's no way.
taping up the gap to prevent prying eyes looking in. Some people even resort to taping up the gap to prevent prying eyes looking in.
Oh,
But as
really?
strange as the design seems, there are some theories as to why Americans build their stalls this way. For a start, high floor gaps allow for easier cleaning, and they do make it simpler to pass toilet paper from one cubicle to another. On top of that, the
Yo, but you got your own. Oh, there you go. Yeah, but you could just throw it over, but
vertical gaps act as a deterrent for anyone thinking of doing anything naughty behind closed doors. But there's always the chance you might accidentally get a real eyeful. Maybe just close your eyes before entering any American restrooms.
bro, it's not the people have to be worried about going in and seeing them. It's the person worried about sat there taking a load. You know what I mean? Taking a dump.
Triggered. It strikes many Europeans as a bit odd that in America you can pick up your groceries from one aisle of a store and a gun from another. Indeed, you can buy guns over the counter in places like Walmart, and ammo can be found in pharmacies. Not seeing as guns are still legal in many parts of Europe.
You could buy ammo at farmers. Yo, pharmacists, they sell everything in America. I ain't gonna lie.
What is it that Europeans find weird about the gun-loving, rifle-wielding, Second Amendment-touting American citizen? It might have something to do with America's gun-related death rate, seeing as per capita, there were 12 gun-related deaths for every 100,000 people in America in 2017. Very few European countries exceed 3 gun-related deaths per 100,000 people.
Oh,
and none
wow.
even come close to America's 12 per 100,000. The causes of the problem are fiercely debated, but it might have something to do with how easy it is to buy a gun. Background checks are usually carried out, but a research survey from Harvard in 2015 estimated that a third of American gun owners have purchased a firearm without a background check.
Oh, no
In
way.
Europe, many countries like Austria and Germany require would-be gun owners to go through a rigorous 7-step procedure before owning a gun. High-caliber handguns are outright banned in the UK, and many categories of semi-automatic weapons are illegal to own across Europe. It's simply much harder to legally purchase a gun in Europe than it is in the US, which I'm sure is a trigger point for some. Have you noticed any?
That was actually a sick video. Enjoyed that. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section on any of those points, your opinions as well. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you leave a thumbs up, subscribe for more content. I'm live every single day on twitch.tv/LPWG. If you guys want to check me out over there, I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.